Hey y'all, welcome back to the garden. So it's time for another update for our tomato plants. As a reminder, this is a little experiment I wanted to do with two of my San Marzano plants that I planted at the beginning of the season. This one right here, I have not pruned it. I haven't done anything with it. But this one I have pruned, and so just time for that update to see what's going on with it. um just overall, from what you could see in your point of view, obviously things have grown. When I started this experiment, I was able to kind of kneel and squat on the ground, and you were able to see me fine. But it's pretty amazing to me to see how quickly everything has grown up around me. And as you can see in the front, these big marigolds that have just kind of taken over, and I'm not mad at it. I think they're just beautiful. It just adds to the garden. So we'll go ahead, and I'm gonna pull you guys closer, and then we'll do the update to see what the overall health looks like. We'll do the tomato count versus the flower count. I'll measure the height of it, and then I'll just kind of do an overall of what I think and how it's going so far with the experiment. All right, so we got back on this side, and we're going to go ahead and check the tomato plant that has not been pruned first. And as I have been doing in the past, I went ahead and pre-counted the tomatoes and the flower sets from what I could see and kind of gave an estimate. But we'll go ahead and measure it first and see where she's at. Okay, yeah, all the way down. Go ahead and get it. And so it's looking, I don't know, like the stem's stopping at 37, but the leaf's at like 40. So we'll go with 40 inches on this one. And as you can see, she's fanning out quite beautifully. I'm just so happy with it. But we'll go ahead and get a look inside. The overall health of this plant is beautiful. There is some yellowing to the leaves, but we saw that last week as well. But some of the tomatoes on the inside, as you could see, they're a good size. They look very healthy. Um, I counted, let's see, I counted about 20 little sets of tomatoes. And so if I estimated correctly, it gives me somewhere around 100 tomatoes that I've counted of all different sizes. And then what's left over, I think, is about 15 sets of flowers. So, I mean, obviously, the tomatoes, they start out with the flower and they get pollinated, they'll self pollinate, and then they turn into the tomato. So it's normal to see fewer and fewer sets of flowers come out throughout the season because they turning into the tomatoes, which is what we want. But no, I didn't see any diseases. Even the pests seem to be pretty minimal for this plant. A downfall to this one is that it's hard to get on the inside. Like, it's hard to get into the plant to really inspect it and see what's going on without, fear of damaging the stems or dropping any of the tomatoes off. So that is one con to the not pruned side. Is just it's so thick. So we'll go ahead and do the pruned one. All right. And so the stem ends at about 33 inches, but the top leaf is like 37 inches. Still a good size. As you can see, the overall growth of it, she's not quite as, out as the other one is. Dead leaf there, but the overall health of it looks great. There's actually no yellowing of the leaves in this plant. Let me do my little counts here. So I counted about 40-ish tomatoes, again, of all different sizes, and 11 flower sets, which I guess I kind of expected that because we did cut out some of the bottom leaves. I'm sorry, some of the bottom stems on this plant. So with this type of tomato plant, you are getting rid of, some of your potential potential things. But overall, the tomatoes on it, I'm very happy with. They're still a good size. I almost feel like the unpruned one is kind of catching up to the size of these. So I can't wait until they start blushing and I can start picking them and letting them finish ripening on my counter. So that's the update for the week. Thanks again for watching and stay tuned. I'll do another update next week.